The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. Brought to you by Nadex. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Hi everyone, Basil Chapman sitting in for the O'Briens. They are on their way as I speak, I believe, to Boston, to my town, and they're going to be giving this should be really outstanding. Let me go to the front page of TFN so I get it exactly right, because it is a comprehensive program that they are giving free to the public. I'm absolutely sure that you could still call into TFNN to be able to get some kind of here it is, to get some kind of the information that you need. It's a free live workshop with Tom O'Brien and Daryl Martin, but Tommy will also be speaking. And this is Tom O'Brien, Daryl Martin will be heading to Boston Saturday, September the 30th for a free workshop as they break down their trading methodology and provide you with the tools to be a more profitable trader. You must sign up to attend. Now, I don't want to speak out of turn, but I'm not sure that if you don't show up, they won't bounce you. But I'm sure they want to see as many people as they can. And this is a fabulous event. This is Tom O'Brien's Timing the Trade. It's like a workshop, a free workshop that he's giving. And Daryl Martin, as you know, goes through the Nadex platform and really gives intense information about what to look for, how to trade, what all the technicals as well as the fundamentals are that you need to look at. I'm really upset that I'm not able to make it tomorrow. That's the way it goes. It's a great shame, because I was looking forward to it. Not going to be possible. So for those of you who asked if I'm going to be there, they'd love to meet. I'd love to meet you. Like to see, put a name to a face or a face to a name. I can't do it. So, but I highly recommend this. It'll go until 1:30, starts early in the morning, about 7:30. Hey, check out front page of TFNN. Make sure you get there if you're in the area. So let's go to the markets itself. And for me, things have come up. I probably will not be able to do my noon show. This is the 10 a.m. show. So I'm going to be, this will be pre-recorded. So it's live now. You can call in 877-927-6648. Love to hear from you. But when you hear it again later on at the noontime, Eastern time, my usual Tiger Technicians hour, it'll be pre-recorded. So the Dow right now is down 15. I suspect that it's going to look a lot better. The last day of a month, especially the last day of a quarter, weird things can happen. Sometimes you expect that there's going to be an explosive move up as everyone does their last buying, but at other times they've done their buying, and what they start to do towards the close is to sell. I'm not sure exactly which way it is. All I know is that the Dow, for the Chapman Wave methodology, and let me get here, so for those of you who are new, the Chapman Wave methodology, the concept is really very simple. If I can just find how simple it is. Did I lose it? Did I lose it? No. Surely not. I've got to have my chart that shows. It's not here. I think I used them all up when I was doing my Traders Corner. Yeah, I don't have it. I'll find it in a short while. I just wanted to show you the concept of going from the lowest low bar to 4 successively higher peaks, and we label them A, B, C, D. Oh, got it right in front of me. Look, right here. If you're looking at this chart, you'll see that the Dow made from the low of the 29th of June at 21,197. It went to peak A, B, C, and then went to a D at 22,179 on the 8th of August, gave a sell signal, Chapman Wave 5, and a peak D, and you had that pullback down to the 21,600 level, 500 points. Now, what's really more than that, and now we're at a peak C, and what's really interesting for me is that the diamonds, look, the DIA made, in fact, yesterday, made a few days ago, made a peak D. The SPY, which we were waiting, went to a peak D, and it's even in a leg E at this moment. The SPX, the cash index, the S&P, up right now, up 1.8 04 at 2511.07, went to a peak E, and now is an F. I don't know if this is recycling or not, but I'm going to call it an F for now. F is where you've got to be somewhat cautious, and this is the way it goes. It's only the Dow that's failed to do it, and I suspect it will make an all-time high. So now let's go through the numbers. You've got the Dow, INDUA, the Dow trading at this particular point down 16, and it's holding the 9-period moving average. That's the black line. The MACD has pulled back but has not crossed negative. You see what happened when it crossed negative? The green line, 9-period differential, closed sharply below the red line. That's where you got that sell signal going to a sell mode. And then the stochastic, this is the stochastic right here, crossed negative. The stochastic right now is at 86%. That is still positive. And that should give some kind of benefit with the 9-period moving average holding. I think there will be. What have we got? We've got 60 points. That's all you need. 60 points to the upside, and you go to a leg D, and then we can start to assess with the next week. We're expecting some kind of a pullback, whether it's a deep pullback, just a consolidation. That's a whole nother thing. But in the meantime, the weekly charts have started to improve as this high-level consolidation, rotational correction has worked. Let's go to the S&P. So parameters to look for: a break above 22,420 starts at leg D. There's a lot of resistance as you get to the 22,000. Depends when it is. Let's say it's Monday. If it's today, it's around about 22,460s. Monday, it goes to the 22,470s. The S&P, let me give you the parameters right there. SPX. The S&P right now trading at 2511 is has resistance in the 2512 to 2515 area, but the pullback says it better hold 2497, because if it closes decisively under the 9-period exponential moving average of 2403, then the stochastic is probably going to turn down, and it's at 86, and the MACD will probably cross negative. But so far, holding very well. QQQs, NASDAQ 100, trading at 144.69. I see upside limit of about 145.20s, maybe 145.50s, and I do see that it's very important that it holds the low right there, that low of the 27th of 143.57 on any pullback. So a little bit more than a point pullback, and the NASDAQ could start to go towards the 142 level very quickly. But it's the SMHs that have been the stellar winners. The SMHs trading up 5 cents at 92.51. This is the market vectors semiconductor index. Oh, and I didn't mention that in all the monthly charts that I've discussed so far, monthly charts are still very strong. So we're looking at the SMHs making a V-shaped pattern like a U. And what's happening in this, I remember this is Basil Chapman sitting in for Tom and Tommy O'Brien. This is the bull and bear binary hour. And I'm going to go through some of the very short-term indicators in a moment. Let me just finish this. You've got the SMHs going towards the all-time high of 92.90. The high today is 92.84, 6 cents from breaking above that. Isn't that interesting? And that, to me, is an important indicator. So let me go to the gold. Gold right now is down 1.3. It's trying to form some kind of support. I would not be surprised if 1272 will be the critical support that it has to hold. 1299 is very important resistance that could repel any bounce. I'll be back. Basil Chapman. We haven't even discussed the dollar. I'll be back. And straight after this break, Dow's down 20.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. We take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Chapman sitting in for Tom and Tommy O'Brien. This is the Bull Bear Option Hour brought to you by Nadex. And I'm going to just be going through a bunch of charts. We'll do the short-term trends in a moment. I just wanted to show you that the commodity index is still very weak. Had a very strong bounce, but it really is like what I call a lowercase h pattern. Comes down. Look at the weekly chart. Oh, on the left is the daily. In the middle is the weekly. On the right is the monthly. Let me squeeze the monthly a little bit more, and you can see Thomson Reuters Continuous Commodity Index monthly with Chapman wave notation, and it's got an arch. It's held support. It's really in a trading range between. It's at 405. The trading range is between 411 and 402. If it breaks 402, that's going to be serious technical damage short term, and won't help the intermediate term at all. So this is TRCCI. That's the symbol. I just want you to go back to the gold. I want to say that gold at this particular stage has had no closes above this black line, the 9-period moving average. You see the way the MACD follows the price. You see that green line, how it follows the price. This is the MACD, the moving average convergence divergence. You see the stochastic's done pretty much the same thing. Now at 11%, it's getting close to bounce area. To this point, I'm just calling it a bounce. And this is I'm going to be probably, if it closes badly like this today at under the 1288 area, it's at 1286 right now, I'm probably going to have to put a down arrow, and that's going to say sell mode in the daily, sell signal in the weekly, probably a sell mode if the 9-period moving average, the differential in the MACD next week closes below. Not such good action, but not so bad considering the big move it had going from the 1140, what was that, around about 1140, 1139.7 low in December of last year, and hitting 1367, was it? 1362 in September, the week of the 8th. So this is just a consolidation, holding the 200-period moving average in the weekly chart. Now, this is going to be very important because silver, as at different times on a daily basis, had a better chart and then a weaker chart, but the monthly chart has really been much, much weaker. And that is a concern for me. I like when silver plays catch up. It's like a catapult and gets stretched, and then whoop, it chases the gold chart and then just peeks its head above the gold. For a moment, it looks even better, and then whoop, gold takes off, and silver starts to slide. But in this case, it's been doing that to the downside. The rallies in silver have not been very strong at all. If you look at high-grade copper, excellent action yesterday, being a little bit negated today. But the weekly chart, same as gold. I don't want to put a down arrow yet, even though it's a peak D. Remember, Chapman Wave, look for Ds, and Ds are where you start to see something else happen. It could break out again to the upside, but that's also where you can get a deeper correction. Yeah, it went to a D and then snuck to an E in the daily high-grade copper and then pull back. So this is a serious pullback. So next week's action is going to be very important. My contention has been for a while that the dollar should rally, market should rally, yields should rally, bonds should come down, gold should come down, silver should come down, copper should come down, and platinum as well. And that within the context of this rotational market, we need to look at other factors to really either help or hurt. And that would include, That would include looking at the SMHs, which is the semiconductor index, holding very nicely, up 3 cents today, getting closer to its all-time high. But I'm looking at this and saying, if there is a failure, and if the semiconductor index by Wednesday of next week cracks 91 support, there's a real good chance that the MACD will have failed, the stochastic and the daily will have failed, and that would suggest there's a quick move down to the 89s. I'm watching it closely because a new all-time high, either today or Monday, would really be impressive for a couple of reasons. It extends the monthly leg. You cannot get a pullback in any bar intra-month and call it a peak or a trough. It has to be wait for the next month. In other words, this month concludes at 4 o'clock today in the market vector semiconductor index. If there is a move today above 92.90 by 1 penny, that's fine for September. But if that occurs on Monday, there's a new all-time high. You have to wait all the way until November before you can get a peak conclusion. Even if Monday is a high and the whole month is down every day, you still have to wait for November to get a confirmation that there's a lower high bar. In other words, if there's 1 penny of new highs this month coming next week in any of the indices, it extends that leg and you can't get a peak until the entire next month is concluded. Why? Because you have to wait for the bar, and the bar is a monthly bar. Okay, so now let me go through this. Semiconductors, it's going to be important what they do. I want to look at the IBB because these are the two sectors I follow closely to see whether or not they're going to be the rotational go-to guys. In other words, where the market's pulling back, I want to see is the IBB, the iShares Nasdaq Biotech ETF rallying because money likes to flow where it's being treated best. And if the market's pulling back and this is holding steady, look at the range. I've never seen the IBB stay in such a narrow, tight range between the 336 area and the 327s for so long. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, about 27 days. So that goes into a month and a half. That is amazing. So, and it hasn't broken down, it hasn't broken up. So I'll give you the parameters. At 325, the IBB breaks down. At 339, it breaks to the upside. Keep it simple, and that's going to be the clue. Now I want you to go to the VIX index, because in the VIX index, and remember this is a program we're doing, this is now an hour after the bell, the opening bell, and within that context, what I'm really looking at is how does the volatility index give clues at this point for the rest of the day? Well, it's up 10 cents at 965. It has not taken out the left side low of just the most recent one of 950. It has a low of 8.84, and that was made in August, wasn't it? Let me just double check. That was made in July. And we're at new all-time highs, and yet the VIX isn't at all-time lows. So I'm suspecting that the VIX is going to be the clue to tell us next week whether or not we're starting to see some buying in fund managers that is both insurance and perhaps a trend change. And that'll say that if next week you see the VIX index on any day, it doesn't have to be, even if it's just intraday, if there's a pop-up from going into the 10.80s, 11.20s, and that holds into the close with the market down quite sharply, that's a clue to say, aha, now we're getting to some kind of topping area that could be more than short term, but we'll have to go one step at a time. So I think we've covered a chunk of things. I've not covered the crude oil and the TLT, which is the Lehman 20-year Treasury bond fund. And what I'm looking at here is at 129.57 back on I think it was the 1st or 2nd of September. What was that date? That was the 7th, the 7th of September. You made a high of a peak D. There was one before that where it pulled back just briefly. Here it's pulled back all the way from 129.57 to yesterday's low of 123.97. And that's saying to me that yields at this particular time, I'll show you the yield chart when we get back, yields are going to be key coming up, and we'll be looking at the housing sector as well. Also, I had a couple of questions that were emailed to me. I'll get to those. Basil Chapman sitting in for Tom and Tommy O'Brien. Bull Bear Binary Option Hour brought to you by Nadex, and this program will be repeated at noon for my regular show.
If you're looking to open your portfolio to a world of opportunity, consider the new market-safe emerging currency CD from Everbank. This 3-year U.S. dollar-denominated CD gives you exposure to 5 equally weighted currencies from Brazil, China, India, Indonesia, and Turkey at a time when experts see great potential for global growth. Even better, it features a 7.0 leverage factor, which means you could earn a potential market upside payment of 7 times the CD's performance at maturity with no cap if the currencies increase in value over the CD's term. And should the opposite occur, your principal is 100% protected. Keep in mind, returns are based on CD performance. There is no annual percentage yield or periodic rate of interest on this index CD. Don't miss out. The September 28th funding deadline will be here before you know it. So call 1-855-750-4051 or visit everbank.com/TFNN for the CD's term sheet and other important product details and disclosures. This advertisement is sponsored content. Everbank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi folks, Basil Chapman sitting in for Tom and Tommy O'Brien. This Dow is down 16, S&P is at 159. I suspect we will be making a new all-time Dow high in the next day or two. It's been a slow process. All the instruments that we're looking at have done that. I'm looking at wood, which is the Wood iShares Global Timber and Forestry ETF. I've made a new recovery high and all 67.15. Yes, double top 67.15 leg E. Really strong action. This is good to going together with what you would think as a global timber and forestry ETF. This is a good sign. And in the lower chart is the HGX Philadelphia Housing Index, and that's at a recovery high at 295. And what's really important, it's a D/B in the weekly chart. I just wanted to show you this because it was on my way to the chart behind it, which is the 3 triple yields that I show my subscribers to my opening calls, my daily service, very comprehensive service, giving chart analysis, giving the as the progress goes. For instance, we added a new stock today, one that we periodically we've bought. It's actually quite nice. It's moving up. But at the same time, what is really important about this is that part of that sector rotation that I was talking about, that if there's going to be some kind of a market pullback, will we see it go into one of these sectors? And this is one of the sectors that I'm looking at. So the triple yield chart has had as a very strong move to the upside, still within a range at 28.7 for the 30-year. That's the TYX, the white one. The TNX, the 10-year, is at 23.26 or 2.326, and the 5-year is at 19.24. It's much stronger than the others. And what I'm looking at is if these break above their previous highs, whoops, where is it? Right there. In other words, the high of 28th of July, 29.44 in the 30-year. In the 10-year, it was at 23.96, and in the 5-year, it was 19.68. 19.68. If it breaks next week above it, that would be a sign that the trend line resistance is about to be broken, and that would suggest yields are going to go on a little longer. So I've got a quick question. No, not a quick question. I've got a question email here. Hi, Basil. Thanks for all you teach. I'm unable to call the world, but would appreciate if you can give your thoughts on HIMX so I can listen later. For me, it's a core holding from the 8s around which I trade options. Presently, I'm long shares, long January 18.7 calls, short January 18.10 puts, and the options were initiated about $10. Thanks, Dan. So, Dan, this is what I'm looking at here. I'm going to go to that right now, HIM with the Chapman wave notation. Right here. So the daily chart, I wasn't able to finish, but I've got a peak C in the weekly chart, and the monthly chart as in a leg B. But what's really important about the monthly is that it had a huge move just above 16.15 in March of 2014, and then I would say it plummeted down to the 488 level in February of 2017, and now has had a much stronger move to the upside. It's gone above the 12 high of back in 2016, and that's really, oh no, it didn't. It went to 1197. So it needs to break above that. Now, what am I looking at? First of all, yes, congratulations. You're handling this very well. You've got the way you've handled the options also is good. What I am looking at here is A, B, C, A, B, C2, now it goes to a D. Double tops a D, and now it starts a brand new leg. A, minus, and then A, B, C. Okay, so now we've got leg C, E/C, sorry, E/C in the daily. Did I get that E? No, I didn't. Now, what I'm going to say to you is this. The action that I'm looking at today is particularly good. It is up 42 cents at 10.85. My eye says that it is targeting the next level of resistance, which is 11.5. Wow, that's high. 11.51. And if it even can touch that, then the next level of resistance is at 11.97. It has to hold 10.28, the support, to $10.11. You're in, obviously, for the longer term. I'm just going to say to you, it's your trade. I don't want to mess with your trade. I am looking at it as if to say, this is a good-looking stock. It's called Himax Technologies, Inc. I suspect it's in the technology area, A shares, and it's done well. And I love the weekly chart forming now, and it says that there's a real good chance it's going to go for 12.0 for 11.98 to start a leg D. And that's going to be very important. Yes, congratulations. Nice move. I would prefer to see the MACD confirming this rally in the differential, 9-period differential. Stochastic is still weakish at 31%, but the price movement is really good. And it broke this Chapman wave falling X formation right there. Oh, no. I'm going to call it a parallel. It's a down channel. So you want to see by Tuesday of next week, any support needs to be just slightly lower at about 1060s, and then it should try for 11.12, and by about Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. Hey, nice eye. I love the action, especially today. Yesterday we said it needs quickly to get to the 10.50s, and today's high, it's at 10.85. I like it very much. Now, let me just do this. That was the one question. So I don't want to change your thinking. Your thinking is that it would go higher. You have been correct. It is doing what you wanted, but I need to see a confirmation that it can get into the 11.15 or higher area, and I'd like to see it quite soon with only a very modest pullback. So I hope that helps you. Next question was the Wilshire. You know, I had the Wilshire. I've got it. I think I've got it in a different format here. So the Wilshire I've had completely notated, but it's A, B, C, C. It's in leg C in the monthly chart, and that 5,000 stocks. This is a huge thing, and still very strong in the monthly. That's why I'm saying my monthly charts are extremely strong, even if I expect that shorter term we're getting close to some kind of a pullback. Okay, now I had a question in the demo. What was the question? Okay. Oh, all right. Yeah. So for those who are getting to the den, it's not Hotcom. It's the login itself. But I think it's being resolved. So now, what I wanted to say is this: within the context of the XLF, which is the S&P financials, I needed to see one more penny higher than the 2583 level, and we've got it, 2586. This has been almost like a straight up move in the XLF. It's in leg D now in the daily. You can see how important these Ds are becoming. And it's in leg D in the weekly and a leg E in the monthly. And my suspicion for a while, one of the reasons why for my subscribers, we got into one of the bank stocks, which has done extremely well. One of the reasons is I suspect that this is for the rest of the year. This is going to be the go-to area. Every time there's a pullback in the XLF, at some point it's going to see some really good buying because it's been on fire since it began its rally in early September. And I think that it's making recovery highs in all the time frames. And I think that's very important. Dow's -8. I'll talk about why I'm expecting a new all-time high in the Dow within a day.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Tom O'Brien has just announced that he'll be coming to Boston September 30th for a free workshop, The Art of Timing the Trade. Join Tom O'Brien Saturday morning, September 30th at the Boston Marriott in Burlington, Massachusetts, as he breaks down his trading methodology and provides you with the tools to become a more successful and profitable trader. Everyone that attends in person will receive a free signed copy of Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System. Daryl Martin from Apex Investing Institute will also be presenting for 90 minutes at this free event.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. Join me in Boston on September 30th as I return to my hometown for a workshop about the art of timing the trade. I look forward to seeing all the tigers and tigresses for this special free event.
All action starts early at 7:30 a.m. with a continental breakfast and wraps up at about 1 p.m. Topics that Tom will be covering during his presentation include quality volume, cause and effect, ABC structures, swing points, and much, much more. For all the information on this free Boston event taking place Saturday, September 30th, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Hi, folks, we're back, and we're looking at Roku. This is a 2-minute chart of Roku. I think I did this during the show yesterday, and let me see if I can get the whole thing on the screen here. It's a 2-minute chart starting from its IPO yesterday, and this is Roku. Oh, let me just mention that, thank you, Duffy and the Dan, mentioned that HIMX, Taiwanese designer of display drivers for the thin film transistor flat panel LCD displays, including TVs and PC monitors. So yeah, so Roku came out, and what I mentioned yesterday is one of the few times I can recall that an IPO came out ever. I mean, it just hardly ever happens that it wasn't a round number right in the opening price, either at the open or the high or the low of that bar, 2-minute bar. Instead, it opened at 15.78, had a high of 16.33 and a low of 15.75. And then it went peak ABCD, pulls back. ABCDEF, pulls back. And then it goes to an arch formation, and it starts again. Peak ABCD, pulls back. ABCD, and it goes to an E, and it pulls back. Goes all the way to 29.80. That's a double almost. And pulls back and is trading at 27.59. And I would have missed it today because it gapped up. I wanted to give it for subscribers. I love this sort of thing, just as a speculation. And we had a different speculation recently, which worked out nicely. But this is the kind of thing that if you're a day trader, you want to learn the habits of this particular stock. And the fact that it hasn't retested its low is really important. It makes it a viable entity for, I don't think you can short it, it's way too early, but just for keep buying and getting out, buying and getting out. So just wanted to mention that, since this is an hour where we try to look for particular trades. Now, I want you to say the XLF holding well. KRE was a question. KRE, oh, I didn't mean to do it there. That's Roku symbol. Let me go back and hit the right chart, which is this chart right here, and that is KRE, which is the regional bank Spider S&P, and we're looking at it, and it's in leg D today. So what I said to subscribers to my opening call that I think we're getting a little bit toppy in certain sectors. That would include the financial, just short term, getting close to some kind of consolidation. If you're looking at GM, look at this GM trading down 11 cents at 40.47. We've been long two positions from the 34s and the 37s, and I like it. It's got the Chapman Wave cup and ladle. It usually goes to a D, maybe even an E, and then comes back and retests the breakout. In this case, it'll be 38.55. That would be the pattern we're looking for. The monthly chart made a beautiful cup formation. 41.85 is our more intermediate term target. It's the left side high that was made back in 2013, and then it pulled back to 24.62, almost cut in half. And now it's back again. If you look at Ford also had a tremendous move to the upside, made a peak D. It's going sideways from that peak D. The weekly chart is good, not great. Monthly chart is starting to improve. If you look at FCAU, this is Fiat Chrysler, made a peak G/C, almost looks like the Dow. It needs one more little pop to the upside to get that D. But the technicals are weakening, and it's a very strong leg E to the upside, probably a peak E today, and only a C in the monthly. This is still Fiat Chrysler. It's got 17.86 up 27 cents. I think this is, even though the ratings are always just horrible in consumer reports for the Chrysler division, especially Fiat. People love them. I mean, we got a Jeep dealership somewhere about a mile away, and I go by it, and they just doing fantastically. People love them. So, and then you got Toyota Motors, TM, had it. Where did that go? TM, Toyota Motors. Look at that. Made a peak D, pulls back from the peak D. What do we expect at peak D? That's where other things can happen. So that, and Honda is HMC. Trading right now, 29.66 down 3 cents, made a peak E, and it's pulling back. So these orders, I think, can have some kind of digestion. So the question comes, I'll ask the question, and the question really becomes, what could happen? What could happen if yields continue? What is going to happen? A great question was thrown at me. I'm unfortunately not the person to be able to answer it. I've actually heard really good descriptions of the whole thing. It's a matter of remember it and putting it into my library of thoughts to say, okay, to me it's just a piece of information, in one ear and out the other. But the question was, Basil, what is the long-term on-balance sheet reduction by the Fed? I remember hearing, I remember them discussing, I even remember discussing some kind of the methodology and the systematic approach. I just can't remember it specifically, so I do not want to talk about it if I'm going to be guessing. So it is a good question, and I think that reduction is going to be part of what we're looking at for big consolidations in the market. Here's another thing I want to look at. So we looked at crude oil. We've not looked at yet. Crude oil is down a little bit. It is down 17 cents, made a peak E. Remember, the D's and E's, got to be careful. Only a leg C in the weekly, but that weekly is in a retracement rally. The big move was in the 58s, and now it's pulled back. So this is just a rally, and I'm going to do, this is where you get the fight between two patterns. One is the arch formation, like that, and one is the rising. It's either an up channel, or it's what I call the Chapman Wave falling axe formation, upside down. In other words, there's a long handle, and then the blade is pointing up, or think of it as an expanding wedge. But if that fails, then you're looking at key support around about 48. It's trading at 51.38 over the next week and a half. If crude oil pushes into the 53.50s, that's very good action. If it slides below 48, not good action at all. So far, I'm not interested really in shorting. I think there's still enough buying pressure in crude oil at this particular point. So the question then became, on the very short term, if I was looking at something like the S&P E-mini, what is my contention? My contention is that the move that we've had from this 200-period moving average in the 10-minute chart, this green line, testing it, breaking below, and then spiking sharply higher, says that there are spates of buying, and those buying, the buying pressure, as it comes in these different waves, you've got to see what the support is. And my suspicion is there's a stair-step move towards slightly higher highs, sort of early afternoon, and then later on anything can happen because this is where you're closing the books. There's all sorts of things that go on at the end of the quarter. Anything can happen. What would I love to see? I'd love to see the Dow get close to the 22,390s. It's trading right now at 22,365. And then on Monday, it pops up to a new all-time high, Monday or Tuesday, and then we start to decipher exactly what's going on because that'll say the monthly chart has recycled. So on a short-term basis, 25.10 right now, the E-mini, it should hold 25.09 and then have another spike rather than breaking to 25.07, have another spike above 25.12.25, and it'll say yes, a bit of a stair-step rally into mid-session, early afternoon, and then maybe there's a pullback. We'll see. I'll be right back. Basil Chapman, Tom and Tommy O'Brien in the Bull Bear Binary Option Hour.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has put together the finest programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 8 hours a day, starting at 9 a.m. as Larry Pesavento kicks us off with Trade What You See. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Swim lessons from TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim is now at 11 a.m., followed by Basil Chapman at 12 noon. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's Tiger TV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN.com. Educating investors. Learn how to trade options with swim lessons. Brought to you by TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim. Next on TFNN.
Hi everyone, we're back, and the Dow's now just down 10. S&P's at 3.84. Nice strength there. So we're about to wrap up. This is the final section. Just mentioned the Den IWC. I used to do a lot of work with this, and for some reason I just forgot about it. Microcap, huge move to the upside. Leg E in the monthly, just a leg A, B, C, D, E. This could be a brand new A. I'm calling it an F/A in the weekly chart, but a leg D. It's getting close to some kind of a pullback. The IWM had a spectacular move. That's the Russell 2000 stocks at all-time highs as we speak. I like what's going on. I do expect that we're going to be ready for some kind of a pullback. And if you're interested in my work, my service is the Opening Call, and it is a daily newsletter. It comes out first thing in the morning. I explain what I'm looking at. I give just a whole host of, here we go. I give a whole host of information. I usually work around the Dow, but I also give information on the S&P, etc. And within the context of the markets, I'm looking at all these different aspects of the Dow, the S&P, the Qs, the semiconductors, the TLT. I give my newsletter updates for that, plus all our particular positions. We've had some really nice gains in some of the positions, and we have, I think we've got now 5 left of the only long side at this particular point. So check it out. I think you'll find it very interesting. And I start sending out charts Saturday, Sunday, all the way through the week. And the 8:35 is the final one where I send out my Traders Corner. Now, as I say, today we just added a new one. I also, for the recently, I've been having low price stocks. This one was at $5, and I say to buy it under $5.51, I think it is. It's trading at $5.57 right now. So I like to have those as well within the portfolio. So anyway, go to in Boston, check out the front page of TFNN. Tommy, Daryl Martin, big workshop going on, free to the public. Call TFNN, sign up. Oh, I think you can show up there. Just check it out. Go. I think it's fabulous with Tom discussing his methodology and Daryl as well. Have a wonderful weekend, folks. And this program will be re-recorded at 12 o'clock for my usual show. Have a wonderful weekend.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his Opening Call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the Opening Call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.